Welcome to the Poundcast, Brent.
Welcome, Doug.
Today we have a great episode, one-on-one again.
Yeah, and it's fun. We have a fun time developing a new way of communicating with each other, and some other fun stuff too.
Yeah, we get to some questions from our Discord, and we get to
It,
some jokes and bits.
and it also gets somewhat philosophical at times
Yeah,
as
we get,
well.
you know what? We get kind of real and we get deep, don't
So
we?
we get the jokes, and we also get thoughtful as well.
That's right.
So be on the lookout for that. But first,
But first,
but first,
let me
let me
tell
tell
you
you.
about a little story.
Let me tell you about a little story named LouisvilleVeganFoods.com. Named Louisville Vegan Foods.
That's right. They are our sponsor, our proud sponsor, LouisvilleVeganFoods.com. Go to LouisvilleVeganFoods.com. It's a great way to support the Poundcast. Support our sponsor. And when you go there, you can use the code word Poundcast and get,
Como se dice, 20% off.
that's right, 20% off at LouisvilleVeganFoods.com. They have my favorite jerky of all time, Louisville Vegan Jerky, of course, and they have many new flavors and many classic flavors. And you can get the five bag variety pack, and you know the drill. And
You know why? You know why they're here.
you know why they're here. I just had some over the weekend on my birthday camping trip. I got some of uh the black pepper.
Black pepper, huh? Was it a hit?
Yeah.
Very good, Doug.
Actually, we were I'm going to tell this, you'll hear my story, but we were trying to summon alien crafts and UFOs in a UFO meditation. And this is one thing I did not mention, is that when the alien craft flew by our campsite, they did land. And they were like, "Oh, we weren't they said, "We didn't hear your meditation or anything like that. We smelled the
We smelled it all the way from the planet,
smelled that jerky."
Xena-like,
And
We were on Xena-like, and we were thinking, what's that smell? It smells good, man. Hey, can you fire that spaceship up? I know we haven't traveled 40,000 light years before, but I think that smell is coming from that far away. Do you think we could make it? He's like, I don't care. Let's just go for it. And we flew all the way. I was there, basically. I went camping with you guys, too. And the spaceship arrived, and they said, look, we just traveled 40,000 light years because we smelled something really good. What the heck was that?
I said, "Louisville Vegan Jerky." And they're like, "Great. Where are we going to find this? We have to go to a store?" I said, "No, you go to LouisvilleVeganFoods.com." And they're like, "Oh, do we have to pay for a full price for this?" I said, "Of course not. Just use the code word Poundcast."
And they also asked, look, we're just really kind of conscious about stuff like this on our planet. Do you know if this stuff is handbagged in the United States of America?
You're like, "Yeah, we're from another planet, but we just want to make sure it's handbagged in the USA." Because
And what did they say? What did you say?
I said, "Of course."
And then they said, of course it is. And they said, well, just out of curiosity, we have 40,000 light years to travel back from. Do you think this will last at least 40,000 light years?
I said, "Yeah, well, what speed are you going at?"
Well, we're
They said,
going,
"Well, we travel interdimensionally. We'll be there in a blink of an eye." I said, "Yeah, yeah, of course.
well,
It'll make it
hey,
blink of an eye. It'll make it 9 months on the
well,
shelf."
well, Doug said to him, that he said to them, well, you know what? Take your time because this stuff is going to last you 9 months.
I said, "You know what?" I said, "Just take my bag. This is," and they were like, "You know what? Earth is a pretty cool place."
You know what?
We were going to
We're not,
vaporize your planet. We were
I was
thinking
going to
about
say, yeah, we're not
vaporizing
going to
your
destroy,
planet.
you know
Yeah.
what? We're not going to destroy this planet after all. And you can thank Louisville Vegan Foods for that. That's it. That's
So
the end
yeah,
of the
check out
commercial.
LouisvilleVeganFoods.com, our proud sponsor.
Our
What else
prime
we got?
sponsor.
What else is going
Well,
on, Brent?
another sponsor of the podcast sort of is the users, is the listeners.
Listeners like you.
Listeners like you. If you want to be a part of that, you can go to patreon.com/poundcast, and you get, it's not just about supporting the show, it's that you get a service out of it. You get bonus episodes, you get bonus content. We usually record a half an hour to an hour more after the normal episode, and we get into some funny stuff, and sometimes we watch some funny or gross videos and kind of react to them and stuff. And you can listen to all that on the Patreon, and you can also find videos of that stuff too. So if you can watch us watching the videos, and you can watch the videos too. All of that is on the Patreon.
So, yeah, that's patreon.com/poundcast.
.com/
You're going to want to
and
sign up for that, because today's After Dark got pretty good. It might have been better than their main episode, to be honest with you. Remember that whole bit?
Oh, you think?
Remember the gangster who's trying to
don't even say no more, but that was funny.
All I'm going to say is we did a whole sketch about a gangster giving his colleague directions.
Don't even say.
That's it.
Don't even say anything. Don't even say anything. But that is a really funny bit, and that was the highlight of
What about the guy from Barcelona?
That was pretty highlighty too. But I will say that the main episode has this, basically the first, I don't know what it was, 20 minutes or something like that, when we were just communicating via. Well, you'll see our new communication style. That's going to be a highlight too. So there's highlights all over the place, and you can also watch video also of the main episodes if you want. The Poundcast, if you're interested in
you froze
a little
up
bit
there,
about
but I'm
that.
going to repeat that. Just watch the videos at youtube.com/thepoundcast. So today we have another remix of the theme song from one of our Patreon subscribers. If you're on Patreon, you'll get the stems to our theme song.
Can I mention this real quick too?
Yeah.
Just super duper quick. Well, I'm not going to mention this every week, but I'll just mention it sometimes. Every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, I do Twitch now, and I play an old video game on a CRT TV, and I try to make jokes while I play it and stuff. And you can check that out every Saturday. It's at twitch.tv/Brent Weinbach Games. Okay.
Very cool.
Okay. Now check this out. I want to just comment on this because I didn't comment on it last week, but last week's remix that was played by Parker Rice, I forgot to mention that it was the basis for it was Al Jarreau's garden, Dancing on the Roof, or Roof Garden song. And it's a cool song, very good song and funny song. And he used it, and sort of, I didn't even realize it until listening to it a few times, that he used your voice sample to create the melody of that song. And I just wanted to say that's really cool, Parker Rice. And
we have some really creative, cool Patreon pimples.
Yeah, and including this week's as well. This week we have a Poundcast remix, a Poundcast theme song remix from Michael, who you can find on his Twitter account is MICHEWSBO. Okay, so whatever, I don't know, Mishuzbo. And anyway, and he also goes by Atrapat, or Atrapat, I think is as maybe that's his Bandcamp account. It's ATRIPAT, and he has a remix for us. And again, as Doug might have mentioned already, if you want to become a part of the remix family, you can get the stems to the original remix, or the original theme song. You get that on the Patreon as well. So that's part of that.
Before you roll that remix, that did remind me that I have a new release coming out with my group, the 3-year-olds. That's and then the number 3, and then year-olds. You can find some of our tunes on Spotify. But that'll be coming out any day now, I hope. And we have a really cool video coming out along with that. So keep your eyes out for that in the next week or so.
Sounds good.
Now let's roll the remix, and we'll get on with the one-on-one.
Okay, Here we go. Please, let's do it.
Who is this by again?
This is once again by, well, Michael, but I think, but he goes by, but it's Atrapat and I don't know, Michuzbo, Michewsbo.
All right, roll the clip.
Let's roll it.
Doug and Brent talking to each other. Doug and Brent, what will they talk about today? Doug and Brent are talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent will talk to their friends. And Doug and Brent talking to each other. Doug and Brent, what will they talk about today? Doug and Brent are talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent will talk to their friends. And Doug and Brent.
Welcome to the Poundcast, Brent.
That's pretty neat. What is that?
This is my Soma pipe.
Soma pipe?
Pipe.
What is this?
Let's try another setting.
What is it? And did you get it for your birthday?
I kind of bought it for myself, I guess.
For your birthday?
Wait.
Is it kind of like a kazoo?
All right, I could play with that all day, but
How does it work?
it has a contact microphone in the top here, and you kind of like there's different settings. There's drums. Let's hear a drum.
How about that?
I just got that in the mail the other day.
Yeah. Can I
I
get
barely
one
had a
of those?
chance to really play with it, so
Would I want that?
everyone would want that if they like fun
I guess
sounds.
is
By
it
the way, check
expensive?
out my hair today, huh?
It's looking like kind of
If you're
messy.
listening on the if you're watching on the YouTube, you get a real treat. I've had a hat on all day. I took it off.
You look like a surfer guy. You look like just a surfer, kind of total wild kind of beach boy.
Well, thank you.
You're so just, you just seem like you're just really just in touch with sort of just going with the flow.
I kind of am. I mean, that's how it is today.
Oh, really?
We have another one-on-one. We're doing another one-on-one, back-to-back one-on-one. Is this our first ever back-to-back one-on-one?
Hi. It sure is.
I like saying yes like that.
Yeah, ask me some yes or no questions.
Brent, did you have breakfast this morning?
Keep going. Keep asking me stuff, and change it up, like depending on like. Well, I'll
right.
change my answers.
Let me guess. What'd you have for breakfast? Avocado toast.
Mm.
But what if it's no?
No, I know. Keep going, and I will give you a no. Okay.
Oh, so you did have avocado toast.
Mm.
Did you put chocolate syrup on it?
Mm.
It's the same.
It's the same thing.
The same
Almost.
sound.
It's
but
it's almost the same sound. It's slightly different though, because the yes sound sounds like this, right? But the no sound sounds like this, It's a little different. It's a little different.
right. It's so slight. Like you got to catch it. You
Yeah.
got to learn it.
Here, you try. So, did you wake up this morning?
Mm.
Did you go to the bathroom after you woke up?
Mm.
Did you brush your teeth?
Mm.
Did you brush your teeth with chocolate sauce?
Mm. It goes
No.
down a little bit. It's
Yeah.
like, you know?
Yeah, a little bit. It's exactly, but it's over ever so slightly. But I kind of didn't quite hear. I wanted to hear a little bit more definition, and your
Well, yours was. I think mine was more
defined than mine.
defined than yours. Yours is more subtle than mine.
Maybe so.
Here's my yes. Here's my no.
Well, that one sounds really. That does sound different. Here's my yes. Here's my no.
It's like you're kind of like slower and less.
It's
a little
different.
More like
It's
disappointed.
less.
Sound like.
Well, it's like not as sure. It's not as assured.
Wait, I have a new variation. Ask me yes or and a no.
Okay. Did you eat today? Did you eat vomit?
So the yes is the closed mouth. The no is a.
Wait. Okay. Ask me some questions here.
Did you wake up today?
Did
you ride a bicycle? That would be so. We should.
You don't even.
Next time we go to a restaurant, if we ever do, we should like do that. When we're like doing it for each other. Like like I'm the waiter. I'm like. Well, you probably have to say. I'll just confirm your orders, right? Okay, so you over here, you got the pancakes with blueberries, and did you want the syrup on the side? And did you want extra butter for another $4?
It's funny. Hold on, sorry. I know that it's just funny that you were trying to come up with something that I would say no to.
I know.
Extra butter for $4. It's like maybe if it was 50 cents, okay, It's like it's funny because it's like I just wouldn't even care about getting extra butter at all. But then like extra butter for $4, it's like that's such a ripoff. It's like of course I'm going to say no to that. Sorry, but anyway, that's just funny.
I know. I'm trying to figure out a hard no.
I know that was really funny. Okay, do it again, actually.
Okay, sir. So okay, let me just recap. So you got the blueberry pancakes with syrup. And would you like extra butter on the side? It's only $4 extra.
I can't do it.
Come on, you can do it.
I can't even do it. That's just a funny thing to say. Did you want extra butter on the side?
Well, because when you go to Chipotle, they're like, you're going through the ingredients, and then they hit you with when you get to the guac. They're like, yeah, can I get the guac too? And they're like, it's $1 extra. Is that okay?
$4. $4. Like, you want some extra butter on this? Some extra butter too. It's like not even that valuable of a thing. Butter, you want some extra butter on the side? It's only $4. $4. Okay,
I bet there's restaurants where it's $4.
No, I mean that's so funny to me. It's like saying, "Did you want some extra butter?" It's $20.
I actually hate when they give you like way too much. Like, I bet you like this, but those like ketchups, it's just you get the full bottle, but it's like 1 inch tall. Like at a hotel or something.
Why wouldn't you like that?
It just seems wasteful. It's like first of all, I don't need that much, and just I don't know, put it. You're gonna throw out a whole bottle every time someone orders something.
Fair enough.
But all right. I remember when I was in Australia, you would get the Vegemite, and that would be like an extra $4 maybe. But they give you like a tub of it, and it's like, who's using this much? It's
Right.
that. I mean, coincidentally, I just ate some Vegemite like a little bit ago before this started
You ate some Vegemite.
on some avocado toast.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Ask me this. Do that question again. Let's do this.
Okay, so you, sir, with the jacket and the shirt. By the way, I caught your show last night at the Improv. It was very funny.
Like that means thank you also.
Yeah. It's
Or
like
it just means, or he's just acknowledging yes. I guess he's just saying yes to that.
Yes. That'd be funny to say yes to that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Actually, that's
Like,
the reverse.
I give you a compliment.
Yeah. Say I.
Wait. How about for thank you is yes.
Yeah. I was just gonna say you do. Give me
okay.
that
So let me just recount your order. You, sir, with the jacket, you got the blueberry pancakes, right? And did you want do you want extra butter on the side? It's an extra $1.
I can't do it. I can't.
You gotta get there. You gotta get.
It's like for some reason, it's like I know it's coming too. I know what you're gonna say, and yet it makes me crack up because it's so absurd.
Well, I went down to $1, so you wouldn't laugh.
That's what made it funnier. Is that you're. I tried to make it less absurd by making it $1, but it's.
Okay, answer for real now.
Okay, let's do this. I got it.
So you got the pancakes. You got the blueberry pancakes, right, sir? And do you want butter with that? It is complimentary. You don't even want butter at all, even if it's free.
Wait, did you want me to say yes to that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I kind of was just speaking from the heart on that
I wanted
one.
you to answer. I was trying to throw you a curveball, so you answer.
Okay. I was trying to answer from the heart, but okay. I thought you dropped the prices completely, so I wouldn't laugh. You know. Okay, let's do it again. Here we go.
Okay. All right. Okay, I got all your orders. Of course, I don't use a notepad. I have it all memorized. So you got the blueberry pancakes, right?
Sorry, I kind of varied on that one.
All right, you got the blueberry pancakes. And did you want the butter on the side? And oh, by the way, I saw your show last night. It was very funny.
Yes.
Let me ask you one more question. Since I'm your waiter and everything, you think you can put me on the list for your next show?
Okay. I got a new strategy. I got a new angle on this whole thing. Okay. Just ask me a bunch of questions. I'm gonna only answer with the whole time, but you kind of have to just sort of vibe out just on my energy what I mean by that, you know. And you can ask me more than just yes or no questions. You can ask me. You can say other stuff too.
Right.
Just a bunch of different things, you know. Just it's a vibe. You're just gonna vibe what I. You're gonna. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'll answer 5 questions, and then you'll have to afterwards decide what I meant. Okay.
Okay. These are not yes or no.
No. You can start with yes or no, and then you can move on to more advanced questions.
Okay. Did you wake up this morning? Did you get a good night's sleep? Did you have lunch today? Have you seen a movie in the last week? Have you seen a movie in the last month? What film did you see?
Sorry, ask me that again. Wait, what was that?
What was your favorite? What's the best film you saw in the last month? What? Okay, so I'm going to try to interpret this. My first question.
Well, I mean, you only asked yes or no questions until the last one.
Okay.
Give me two more non yes or no questions. You know.
Okay. Do
Yeah.
you own
You
a
can,
car?
but give me a this or that question. You know. Do you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you own a Toyota or a Honda?
Hmm.
Toyota
Hmm.
or Honda?
Hmm.
Those were identical. I could put
No,
those
they
in
weren't. Actually, they weren't. I bet you the listeners know which one I answered.
Okay.
Ask me that.
Listeners,
That's a good.
I know what the answer is, but I'm gonna let the listeners guess.
Okay.
Uh, do you own more than one? Do you own a brown jacket?
Hmm.
Do you like to wear button-down shirts or sweatshirts?
Hmm. What did I mean by that?
I mean,
I meant both. I meant both. I was kind of saying both with that one. I went like, both. You know, both.
you should kind of be like, mm-mm.
Mm-mm. You know what I just realized?
I think
by the way,
this has run its course, but like
I hear that.
I just realized that that means like that already is a thing. That means no. Mm-mm.
No, I realized that one.
So like
one
is
one,
yes.
yes.
Is
Two.
no.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right.
But then there's, which is that's yes also. Mm-hmm.
And then you know what else? There's another version.
That's
Three.
good.
3 means like
I know how to say thank you with them. Watch this. Say, oh, I saw your show at the Improv. That was really funny.
oh, your show at the Improv was really funny.
Mm.
That is not a thank you.
Yeah, it is.
That is a that's like, oh, that's surprising that you think that.
No, well, I mean, it's also kind of like, oh, thank you. You know, oh, thank you.
Mm. Well, let me try some. Start with 2 yes and no's, and then get into specifics.
Okay. Have you been working out lately? You train every day?
Wait, start again.
Okay. So have you been working out lately? Do you train every day?
My first
How big are your muscles getting?
Well,
now?
the first thing was define working out, because I don't work out. You know what I mean? I exercise. I don't.
That's what you meant by that?
Yeah. There's also this one.
Wait, I got one. How about this? This is a game. I'm going to talk and I'm going to do the syllables, but you have to guess what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So it's essentially as if my mouth is full or something like that. So ask me a question that's not a yes or no question that has maybe a multiple word answer. You know, ask me,
Okay,
for example,
what are your siblings' names?
Well, that's okay. I mean, that's easy. I
Laura,
guess.
Max, and Nikki.
You got it. See, very good. Ask me something else.
Who's your favorite film director? If you had to pick one. You might also just talk at that point. Trying to say Steven Spielberg?
No, I wasn't saying that, but that's what it sounded like. I was saying, I don't know, Woody Allen, and then I said, then I was going to say,
maybe the Coen brothers?
You got it. Good. Very good.
Okay.
Yeah, good. That was good.
Well, now you're just basically Kenny from South Park.
Right.
That's what you're doing.
Wait,
Well,
I just thought. Wait,
look,
maybe
we've gone too far. This has to
I.
just be this. It works when it's yes, mm,
Fine, but one
and
last
no.
iteration. One last iteration. What if you and I had have a just straight up full on conversation and we're just keeping our mouths closed the whole time?
Yeah, but I can't do it. It'll be
No, you and I have a conversation. Watch. Hmm. 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 Hmm.
mm-mm, mm,
Mm, mhm, mhm,
mm, mm, mm,
mhm, 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 mhm.
mm, 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 mm,
No, it's like this. Yeah, it's like this. It's like.
mm. Like we're just we're just mimes then. They're just mimes.
Oh, wait a second. That's a new thought. What about forget making the noise and then we just, we just mime everything. I mean, this is not going to be good for the audio, but
I'll
just
describe it.
just no. You and I
Give me a
have to have a
yes.
conversation.
Give me a yes or no question. I'll give you a new instead of thumbs up or a-okay. I got a new one.
All right. Do you like food? Do you like eating meat? Like power? Like,
Okay, so the first one I flicked my index finger with like a wait, maybe it's the way you flick it. So it's like a yes is like, and then a no is like.
what about, well, here's a new thing. What about instead of thumbs up and thumbs down, forget the thumb, you use your index finger. So
That's what I was just doing, basically.
no, I know. That's the new thumb is to use your finger. So it's, this or this. So you go up or down. So ask me a
Yeah,
question.
so people don't think you're hitchhiking.
Right, exactly. Because that's a big problem. Whenever people do thumbs up, people think they're hitchhiking, and then these
Yeah,
strangers
it's a
try to pick them
major
up.
problem.
That's
It
a
happens to me
major.
all the time. People,
Right.
cars be pulling over on the side of the road.
Yeah, it happens to me. The next thing I know, I'm sitting in some guy's random car, and he's trying to take me to, he's trying to take me across town. I don't even want to go to across town.
Right. He's like, "Where are you going?
He,
Where to?"
He's
I'm
like,
like, "No, I'm here."
no,
But the thumb thing? Oh no, I was saying yes to someone
He's
who
like,
couldn't hear me.
yeah, he's like, well, you should. Well, hey, that's very confusing because I thought you wanted to ride. Okay, I'll drop you back off. Yeah.
Okay, sir, we have to keep it down in here. So, did you order the blueberry pancakes? And did you want the extra butter on the side? It is $4.
So when I
It
point
should be like
downwards,
this. It should be kind of like add a little drama. So it's like, ask me those two questions.
okay. Hey, so do you order the blueberry pancakes? Okay. Oh, okay, good. And did you want the extra butter? It's $20. It's funny because what does it imply when you point downwards? It's almost like no, and suck my dick while you're at it, or something like that.
But actually, like it would be like the typical way to if you point down, that means like this. You know what
Well,
I mean? Like,
it seems like you're pointing. It seems like you're pointing to yourself. Like it seems like you're pointing to down something below you. Your crotch, perhaps.
perhaps, yeah.
Speaking of eating, by the way, something that I
mean, we could probably move on from this because we got some questions and stuff to get to.
well, I also
Thoughts?
I've got some links, some video links here.
Okay, I mean, are these going to be good for the audio?
I know, I hear you on that, but
Because I got a video link too. We could save them for after dark.
I guess we could do the video for after dark because these are hardcore gross clips. Actually, no, one of them is good for audio. Actually, it's remember last week I was talking about how there's these I don't know if it's a fetish or what, but there's these videos on YouTube of these men being slobs and really embracing being a slob, and
Right.
just eating meat and gravy and rubbing on his belly and just burping and farting and stuff. And making grunting noises and stuff. It's really pretty gross and but interesting too, bizarre. And the audio, you can hear the audio of it. He's making noises. He's going, yeah.
So he's saying yes.
Exactly. Well, no, sometimes he's saying yes and no. You kind of have to you have to figure out the vibe on that. But so that might be kind of funny. I mean, it might be kind of interesting if you want to take a peek at that.
All right, you got it pulled up. Pull it up.
I mean, I don't know, something that.
If it takes a minute, I can go to the questions here.
Well, here, I'm sending you a link so you can play it. Or I can play it. You know what? I'll play it because that way the video, by the way, I'll play it actually. I shall play it. The way the video works is, look at a question. I'll get it set up. You know that you can make it so that your window, we can make all three windows equal size, yours, mine, and the video. But go ahead to a question.
Say it again, Brent.
Don't. I'll pull it up because this way you'll be able to do the recording better.
Okay. So this is a YouTube video.
It's a YouTube video, yes.
Maybe we should put this in the link, the show link, for those who want to check it out afterwards or something.
I don't know if anyone's gonna want to check this out, but
well, why? We're putting it on the show, so
right.
Like,
but I think it's kind of like
no one wants to look at. Let's put it on the show.
Well, my point is, I don't think anyone's gonna want to watch this on their own, sort of a thing,
Okay, it's
I
like
think
a group watch. It's like, whoa, this is.
Yeah, it's something to watch with a group, but to watch alone, well, maybe if. Hey, look, I don't want to. I'm not negatively judging anybody for being interested. I mean, into this on any kind of level that is, that maybe they're turned on by it, perhaps, and hey, that's cool, I mean, whatever.
Let it rip.
Okay, so look, what I'm gonna do here, Doug, is, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna share this. Like I said, organize your window so that you it's not small. Like you can organize your window so that it's I believe you can organize your window so that everything is equal size. There should be a bar in between our stuff and the video. Do you see that? And you can toggle that back and forth to make the video smaller or larger. Do you see that?
It's geez, Brent. It's going like.
All right.
There we go. I mean, this is good enough, I think.
Okay. So here we go.
All right, there we go. I got it.
Gross looking can of sausage country gravy. Sausage gravy.
Hold on, you can hear it, right?
Yeah. It sounds like you doing a voice.
What if this was me?
It sounds like
Whole fucking can.
What's that movie with
Sling Blade?
It does, but it also sounds like that movie I mentioned a while ago with Robert Downey Sr., the film he made.
Oh yeah, I only saw the one movie, Caesar's something.
I can't look it up because the screen is filled, but he ended up, Robert Downey Sr. had to overdub the actor's entire voice the whole film because he was bad or something.
Oh, interesting.
Anyway.
And of it I'm about to put in my gut. And I got a few sausages here I'm about to dip in the gravy. Smoked sausage gravy. Smoked sausage gravy and fucking sausage dogs. Sausages and gravy. Ha ha ha.
Kind of weird, right?
Man, I'm a fucking hungry ass beast. Oh. Ooh.
No, this isn't a joke. This is like this guy's fetish or something.
Damn.
He's what?
That fucking gut.
I honestly have no idea.
Ooh, yeah.
It's not a joke, but I don't know what it is.
Oh. 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 Ooh, Ooh, this is gonna be a sloppy ass fucking glutton video. Oh. Sausages and gravy. This is fucking good.
I mean,
This is nasty, dude.
and this is 10 minutes long. This is a 10-minute.
Fuck the spoon. I don't need that.
All right, we get it.
All right, here, I'll skip ahead if there's anything.
Oh.
Isn't this gross?
Yeah.
Disgusting, right? I mean, anyway, pretty gross, right?
All right, that's gross, dude.
Pretty gross, but hold on. Can I just do just part two real quick? This is I think it might be the same guy or it's a different guy who's just, let me just do this one real quick. Who's doing the same kind of stuff, but he's farting too, and there's farts involved. It just is. In fact, the video is called Slob, Burps, and Farts on Couch. Slob, burps, and farts on couch. And the uploader is, I think it is the same guy. And it's Hairy and Gross Slob. That's the name of the channel, Hairy and Gross Slob.
Hairy and Gross Slob. Has he been making videos recently? Or I noticed that one was from 2013.
This is 13 as well, yeah.
All right, let's see what you got.
Maybe I can't tell if it's the same guy or not, actually. I wasn't paying attention. It's like
there's a lot of views on this video.
Let's see. He definitely starts farting hardcore.
Oh.
It's weird. It's just a weird video. I mean, it's 8 minutes of this guy just being a slob. It's so bizarre. I mean, what a bizarre sort of, is this a fetish? Is this some sort of sexual thing? What is this?
That would be my guess.
It's interesting, isn't it? What an interesting subculture, Or should I say slob culture?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen those weird videos where they go into people wear like their clothes and then they go into like a swamp and it's
septic tank. They go into a septic tank sometimes.
I've seen that too. I don't know where to go from here, Brent. I mean,
well, start farting and start burping, Doug. Let's see it. We see you in your undies and just slapping your belly or whatever. So
I mean, there's probably a video for everything, right?
I've got a couple other.
There's something out there for everybody, right?
I got a couple other videos, but I'll save those for the after dark because those are going to be less. I know. Have you heard of these videos, these mukbang videos and stuff?
Mukbang?
Yeah.
Oh, you froze up. Oh, you're back. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. You froze up too, actually. These people eat these different, just different, really weird, exotic animals. I mean, you might not like this because it's, they're animals, but they're really bizarre, otherworldly looking animals. They look like aliens or something. And these people eat them, and it's really just really bizarre. It's pretty gross, actually. But it's interesting though, and you might want to take a peek at some of this, but I'll save it for later because it's not, I mean, it is, you can hear them. There is some audio to it, but it's much more of a visual thing. So
save that for later. Let's get off the gross stuff for now.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch gears here. Let's go to the
questions.
We have a Discord, which I've been using a little bit more and more lately, and I post By the way, I think the link for the Discord, if anyone wants to join it, will be in the show notes of this
Th-
show.
It's always in the show notes. It's on
always
the
in the show
YouTube
notes.
in the YouTube descriptions,
Right.
all that.
So I'll give a little heads up. Hey, Brent and I are going one-on-one. Do you have any questions? The DJ Blue guy, the Deja Blue guy asks, "What's y'all's favorite ride at Disneyland?" Now we probably talked about this already, but I'm probably gonna have to go Mr. Toad, right?
For me, I go Mr. Chode.
Mr. Chode. Brent
Mr.
chooses Mr.
Chode.
Chode.
Do you know what a chode is?
Is that like a very wide penis or something?
Yes, it's long. It's wider than it is long. That's a chode.
Okay.
So
A long time ago, I made a joke when I was on, kind of a riff when I was on Duncan Trussell's podcast many years ago, and we came up with the idea of Disneyland.
Disneyland.
Disneyland, yeah. So maybe Mr. Chode's Wild Ride can be on at Disneyland.
Well, it's funny you say that because I was doing a bit at one point, not that long ago actually, about how happy endings at massage parlors,
Uh-huh.
and how the difference between a happy ending and the alternative or the alternate ending, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the alternate ending was the happy ending is more mainstream, more Hollywood, and that, like that's more Disney, it's more Disney is more is the happy ending, right? And so basically following the logic that there's just a lot of semen at Disneyland. There's semen everywhere. And that's why it's called Splash Mountain.
Okay. I have a new joke that's related to that, but I'll do that on after dark.
How come?
Because it's a good joke, and I don't want to. If
Give it out
comedy
that
ever
easy?
starts up again, I'll probably put it in my set somehow.
Right. Best rides at Disneyland? There's so many. I mean, one of my favorite attractions is the Enchanted Tiki Room, because I like to be enchanted, and when I go in there, I'm just mesmerized by the birds,
Yeah,
the talking birds.
we've talked about this before, so
Haven't we?
my thing is I
Chode?
don't even like Disneyland. I could go there once every 10 years and be like, oh yeah, this is kind of cheeky and kind of.
Why do you not like Disneyland?
It's just I'm walking around and I'm like, okay, and then there's just I don't know, people walking around with their pushing their kids. It's for kids, It's not for
It's
me.
not just for kids, it's for everybody. And inside every person there is a kid.
I don't care about it. It's just not for me. That's all.
Is Chode your favorite
I'm
ride?
more
Brent?
into like water parks. Take me to a water park. I need some thrills. I'll do Space Mountain. That's a thrill.
What about
It's a Small World. You're just in this weird thing, or I guess you go down the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and it's like, oh, that's kind of neat. Okay, wow, they built this thing. Okay, I don't need to go back. I don't need a season pass. I don't need to keep going back.
Well,
It's
some
kinda
people
like it's kind of like watching a movie over and over. It's like I already saw this. All right.
Well, I think that some people did you ever hang out at the mall? Do you like to hang out at
Doesn't
the mall?
No, I never really did that.
Well, did you like to hang out at the park?
Well, I guess look, if you're with friends or something, maybe you could maybe
It's kind of
fun,
like
but
it's like
I
a
don't need to go
hangout.
to Disneyland to like hang out with friends. And
Some people go to Disneyland by themselves.
if Disneyland was like different every time you went there is like a different situation,
I
maybe.
think people who have annual passes treat it more like a hangout that they can go to in the way that you'd hang out at any other hangout, like a restaurant that you like to go to, a diner that you hang out in, or whatever, or a park that you like to hang out at, or whatever.
And
So they just
the thing I noticed about Disneyland when I went there last time was like it was still kind of crappy. Like the food was just junky crap, that you would get at any amusement park. It wasn't like this is the park of all parks. It's not like a level up. You know, it's not an elevated experience. You're not getting like a fancier big pretzel or whatever. It's just like, here's a slice of pizza. It's been sitting here all day. Here's a corn dog, and it's overpriced. You know what I mean?
I think they just like the
It's
environment.
not an elevated experience, Brent.
Well, it is elevated to a degree in that your environment is elevated in some kind of way. It's not a typical environment. It's this sort of artificial environment that kind of creates these worlds. It's very postmodern. You can go from one world to the next in a matter of minutes. And I don't know, people probably like that sort of postmodern environment. So it's kind of like, a hangout.
All right. Well, look, you should be happy that it's not for everybody, because then it'll be too crowded. Here's a question:
By themselves?
if you and Brent had to play a board game every time you hung out, what one board game would it be?
Probably strip poker.
Yeah.
There's a board for that.
I'm trying to think here.
Have you
I
ever played
don't know.
strip-
Probably a game that it could be different every time. Kinda
Strip
like,
poker, the board game.
just so it won't get old if we have to do it every time. Something that won't get old.
Do you like chess?
Well, we could play chess. There we go. But then that's too long. It should be a very quick game.
Hive.
Since we have to do it every time, we have to get it out of the way. Chess, that can go on for hours.
Hive.
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 Hi.
Hive. Hive is this kind of game that's sort of like chess, but it's a lot quicker. You play with bugs.
Here's a question. I don't know if you ever heard, if I've ever heard you guys talk about some of the big questions, but I'd be all about hearing your hot takes on what's helped you find meaning and happiness in life, and so on and so forth. All right, Brent, let's get deep.
Well, probably when I sprouted my first chode, I realized there was more to life than just a regular penis. just a regular boner. I realized there was more to life than just a regular boner. That your boner could go in many ways. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, this is something we all struggle with, right? How do you find meaning and happiness in life? I think.
I mean, I know the
that's
answer.
a deep question.
I know the answer. It's easy.
What is it?
It's so easy. Obviously, all you do is you recognize what you have and you be grateful for that. You just have to acknowledge what you have, and then that makes you happy. And not acknowledge what you want or what somebody else has that you don't have. If you just recognize the things you have, and feel grateful for what you have, then that's what you need to be happy. It's as simple as that. It's easy.
Excellent, Brent.
Because
I just listened to a podcast. I might have to look it up here, but yeah, it was about gratitude and having gratitude. I mean, there's all kinds of quotes. Maybe they're like Buddhist kind of ideas, but it's like suffering is like longing for something, and if to just be happy with what you have, that is the kind of thing that will make you happy.
Well, a big problem that a big issue or a big thing that I think these days prevents people from being happy or being grateful for what they have is social media. Social media really creates this, dynamic where people are always comparing themselves to other people and looking at what other people have, even though what people have or what they show is a sort of filtered, almost fictionalized version of their life, and it creates these unrealistic standards too. But that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, the idea of everybody comparing themselves to other people, that's a big issue. But as long as you know that you can't really compare yourself to anybody because you're different than that person, you know? So you're going to have a different path than that person. You're going to have a different life than that person. And if you know that, then you won't compare yourself. And then you'll start to just sort of be happy with what you have. Because guaranteed, you may not be happy about what you have, but think about, there's probably people who look at you and think, I wish I had what they have, you know?
Yeah, people. I get comments on like Instagram. I'll post something from like a trip or a camping trip. I I go to a beautiful place, and people will be like, "Man, you really got the life, huh?" or something like that. And it's like that makes me feel bad because I'm not trying to make any. I'm not trying to be like check me out. I'm just trying to be like inspire people to find their own thing. You know what I mean? Like try to get out there
You
and
just want people to find their own chode.
yeah, I want people to
You're
find
not
their own.
trying to show off your chode. You're just,
I'm trying to share. I want to share my chode and
you're
also inspire people to find their own chodes out
right. You're exposing your chode so that to inspire other chodes.
there. Speaking of that, I went camping over the weekend. Um, it was my birthday earlier this week, and we went to this spot in the desert that I like to go. And I invited a few friends, and Bonnie McKee came, and Andy came, her boyfriend.
Ah,
Wait,
Bonnie McKee. Oh, but Bonnie McKee.
Andy and Bonnie.
Andy and Bonnie McKee.
And Bonnie said, "Oh, we should do this alien, um, like not seance, but like a meditation to bring the aliens, right?" She got it from this movie. There's a movie out there called Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. It's on Amazon, and it's about it's one of these UFO documentaries, and the kind of like there's a lot of information in this movie. There's talking heads like crazy, but one of the things that the main dude was saying is like a way to draw the extraterrestrials they're friendly, right? And to bring them to us is one way to do it is to get in a group and meditate and kind of focus our minds on not being fearful of them and welcoming them, and they will appear. And there's videos of people doing this, and they see like UFOs and stuff, right? So we're out in the desert, way off the grid, and we did this meditation, and it was a nice meditation. We saw some things. I think one thing we saw, it was kind of cloudy as well, so we saw Mars, and that kind of looked like it was moving, but that was nothing. But the next day, we totally saw a UFO. It was this thing. It looked like a parachute or something, but it just went across the sky very slowly, and we saw. I mean, I don't think it was an extraterrestrial like ship.
Wait,
but we saw something straight up. It was not a plane. It looked like a weather balloon, to be honest. But it's like, what is even a weather balloon? Do they use those anymore? It flew straight up right across us. Yes, sir.
Did you say, I can't remember if you said, oh, inspiring my own chode. That reminds me, is it because that parachute thing looked a bit like a chode? Is that why you brought this up?
No, it didn't look like a chode because it was more tapered. It was more of like a flying triangle shaped thing. It was like
tapered chode.
Yeah, it was a tapered chode. Yeah,
or I should say chapered.
It was a tapered chode. So I don't know what the point is. I just wanted to share that story
that seeing is believing.
That seeing is believing.
So Doug, let me ask you something. Do you think the truth is out there?
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny that the truth is out there. Whether the truth is UFOs don't exist or whether they do exist, the truth is out there. Right. That's such a cop out. You know what I mean?
I know. It's a cop out. That can mean anything. It could mean anything. The truth is out there.
It's a cop out.
Hey man, all I know is the truth is out there. That aliens don't exist and nothing else. Nothing else.
We can get back to these questions, but yeah. So I hope that answers your question about. I mean, we all still try to find meaning and happiness. I think the best way to do that is to kind of I try to like learn about these things through podcasts and articles and stuff like that, and because you
Meaning,
can get, I mean, you do, I mean, a lot of people, a lot of us can get caught up in the social media thing, and we all feel down in the dumps sometimes, and we do feel like uh I do feel like a lot of times I get down on myself, like I'm not living up to my true potential. But then if you kind of think about it, everything is impermanent. And if you just, I'm sure everyone listening, if you think about it, look around you, you have a lot. You have, you're alive, maybe, unless you're, even if you have, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to, my mind's
let's
going
not
all over
get
the place.
dark, but I
I
just
don't want to
say,
get dark, but I'm just saying there's something to be thankful for and grateful for. And that's the best way to go about that.
um, another thing too about meaning is I think meaning, your life has meaning when you make it have meaning. You know, when you find ways to entertain yourself or maybe others. And I also think meaning can be derived from being in other people's lives too. You know,
I think that's
that
a big I think that's a big one, Brent.
so
If you're
if
trying to
you're
derive meaning by making yourself uh number one, you're probably going to be disappointed.
well, no, I mean, I think that gives
If you
meaning.
try to find meaning in, yeah, like sharing your life with other people, and surrounding yourself with good people, like if you find yourself you're not with the right people who want to make you feel good about yourself, and you want to make them feel good about themselves, like at the base of it, then you're not with the right people, and you got to cut. That's one thing I have learned, is you got to cut out the trash. You got to take the trash out.
If you were to, this is sort of somewhat dark, but think about how many, or even if just one person would be affected by you disappearing, or like just being out of the picture. If even just one person would be affected by that and either miss you or whatever else, then your life has meaning. There's meaning to your life because it affects somebody else. Like, yeah. So, but I also think that even if you were somebody who was on their own, say you lived in the woods by yourself or whatever, or something like that, I think that still there still could be meaning to your life, even if there aren't other people. If you're a hermit and there, I think that it can, I think you can create meaning for yourself in your own way too. I think whatever you do has meaning. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, Brent. Yeah, yeah. I just had another thought, but I forgot what it was. Oh, this podcast, which I couldn't find, but um, I think it was on the Tim Ferriss podcast, and he was talking to Stephen Pressfield, who wrote The War of Art, and it's a book about being inspired to not procrastinate and kind of do the, if you're an artist or a creative type, to kind of get over the hurdles of, because a lot of the time, even if it's not a creative endeavor or something, we kind of get in our own way. We tell ourselves things mentally or subtly that we get in our own way a lot of the time. And I'm kind of all over the place here, but basically, when you wake up in the morning, look at everything you do as like a small, like, victory or something. Like, even if you wake up and you brush your teeth, like, be kind of like more present with, in the moment, love, like, okay, I'm brushing my, don't try to try to be in the moment. What is that? This is a whole thing that's like
Being present.
mindfulness or something. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like if you try to think about like one thing I try to do if I'm ever frustrated or if I'm driving, for example, and I'm like pissed off at someone, I try to like try to think about, okay, why am I'm just reacting robotically to being cut off. But if it's like, if you think about that for a moment, just take a breath and think like, okay, am I choosing to just be upset at this car? That me being upset isn't going to make that car a better driver, and it's not, that person doesn't even know I'm upset, so I'm just being upset here by myself and
Mm-hmm.
making myself feel like crap.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore you could choose to do there's a lot of things you can choose to do in your life. There's a lot of things that are out of your control. Say you hate Donald Trump or you hate Biden or whatever, and you're looking at the news and it's making you pissed off. You can't really control something like that. I mean, you could try to be, you can be an activist or something. I'm not saying that. I'm
You
just
could build
saying,
you could probably build a bomb.
right.
You know. No, I'm just kidding.
We're kidding, folks, about that. No, the point is, it's your reaction to things that are maybe causing you suffering that you can control. And you know, if someone makes you feel like crap, you can kind of like dwell on it and be upset and keep being upset, or you can say, you know what, I'm not gonna let that make me upset. I'm going to,
Make me happy.
yeah, I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna make it happy.
So next time somebody cuts you off, instead of reacting like this, oh, I can't believe that guy. Instead, you go, that's funny. You know, somebody
I
that
mean,
cuts you off.
That's the best way to come. Say like, yeah, I mean that's the best way to
He's
live
like
life.
this.
You just
Here,
sort of laugh it off. Like
cut
if
me
someone's
off,
like,
Doug.
hey man, fuck you, and you can just go, haha, that's great.
Or you
You
can go
know?
like this. You can't cut me off right now, Doug. I'm in my car. I'm driving away
Get out of my way.
Good one. That was funny.
Right.
That was good. That
Oh
was
man,
good.
wow! It's like, whoa! I hit the brakes. That was like kind of a wild ride. Cool. You know? Wow.
Yeah, right. Wow. Hey, man, thanks for spicing up this drive. I was getting kind of bored.
Yeah, you just spiced up my life.
You just spiced
I
me.
almost crashed and died, but look, I lived.
It's like who needs to go to Disneyland now? You know, I got an
Yeah, I don't need
amusement
to
park
go
right
to
in
no
my
space.
car.
Yeah, forget Space Mountain. Forget Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Forget
I'm
Mr.
thinking
Chode's.
Mr. Chode's Ride.
Yeah, forget Mr. Toad. I got Mr. Chode. I got a Mr. Chode right now.
But that practice that I was talking about, I've applied it to other things. Like, do I want to look? I eat a lot of chips and stuff and snacks, but sometimes I'll be like, afterwards, I'll think, I wish I didn't do that. So next time I do it, I'm like, let me think about it just before you automatically do robotically something. Say you're reaching for a cigarette, you can say, you know, you're going to do it, but then think about it for a second, and then those will kind of build up. And another thing about what I was saying earlier about the small victory of like, I don't know if it's small victory, it's like little achievements. It's like you build those up throughout the day. It's like, even if it's anything you do, it's like because sometimes your whole house is a mess, right? And you're like, how am I going to clean all this up? This is so overwhelming. I'm going to not do any of it. But if you go, you know what? I'm going to take this. I could do one thing, and then you hang that up on a hook or whatever. You pick up one sock, and then you're like, and then you kind of say to yourself, oh, nice, I did that. And then like, it's easy to do one little thing. So just do a bunch of little things.
Okay. I mean, this is a little
I'm all over the
interesting.
place. I don't know. I'm
it's a little
branching
bit-
away from his question a little bit.
It does sound like you're kind of setting the expectation a little low. You know, your standards kind of low. Like,
No.
wow, I just picked up a sock. I am really proud of myself.
No, because sometimes people can be so stuck
Sure.
that you need to just have a little.
You need to kind of, you can't
This is
just,
just a foot in the door.
Sure. Okay.
You know,
It's like a slow, you can't just immediately do something. You have to kind of work, you have to
but
do a gradual
this is the
progression.
mindset I go into when I have an editing project that's like hours of footage, and it's
Oh,
like, oh my God, this is just a mountain to climb right
same
now.
here. Same
So
here.
what I would do is like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this little bit, and then, and sometimes when I'm on a long bike ride, it would be. It's been a while since I've done that, but it's like, oh my God, I have to go like miles and miles. But or sometimes I'm riding my bike uphill, and it's like you're looking at the top of the hill, and it's like, dude, that's so far up there. But what I would do is look down at the cracks and just be like, I'm gonna get to that crack, and then I'm gonna get to that crack. You're not looking at the finish line. You're just looking at the next little crack.
Dude, that is my exact experience when I climbed the Great Wall of China.
Exactly.
The Great Wall of China is
Just
so
look. Just do
steep.
just do a little crack at a time.
No,
And
that was
next thing you know, you're gonna have so many cracks lined up, and you're gonna feel great.
and you're gonna be farting all over the place. When I climbed the Great Wall of China, that thing is so steep. It's not. I don't even think people really realize that the Great Wall of China, it has these inclines and so forth that it's not flat on the top of it. So if you walk on top of the wall, you're not just walking flat. It is extremely steep. The wall goes up almost vertical sometimes. Okay. And so my sister and I were together doing it, and we picked a steeper side of the wall that we could access, that there wasn't that many people. Although the one that people were on, and a lot of old people too, that was really steep and hard anyway. But the one we did is, first of all, it was freezing cold too. It was just crazy cold, but just little steps. It was a very small incremental kind of process, but we just would go step by step up the wall. It took a long time, but we finally got to the top and of this one section of the wall. And it was just baby steps, baby steps, step by step. We kept on saying step by step.
Yeah.
Like just like the New Kids on the Block said.
Yeah, you just apply that to any kind of thing that's stressing you out in your life.
The New Kids on the Block were gurus. They were, they kind of said it all with their hit song Step by Step. That's what it's all about, step by step.
Yeah, they're like the new monks on the temple, or
the new monks on the sacred grounds.
Yeah. I don't know. I wrote down a bunch of kind of like jokes in my notepad here. Before we go after dark, I can do a couple of these, but I got a pretty good bit that we can do afterwards.
Okay, here's what we want to do. I think we'll do some warrior jokes. I think we should try having a conversation just for 1 minute. That is just pantomime. You and me pantomiming. We'll just see if we can communicate through just pantomime. No
grunts.
No grunts even. Just
Brent,
pure.
I think most people listen to the audio version of this show.
I know it's true, but that's why we'll only do it for 1 minute, and then we'll do a recap of what happened, so that people, so that the audio can get it. But it'll also maybe it'll make people interested in checking out, the video for the.
All right. Well, let me go through a few of these funny thoughts.
Please do.
I started writing down every little funny thing that I would think of through the week, and we could talk about them on After Dark. And here's a couple. These movies where, like Groundhog's Day or Palm Springs, where they're in a loop.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see Palm Springs, so.
Or whatever. This isn't even like that, but like a time machine movie. You know how like people always say, and has there been a film like this where it's like, man, if I could go back in time to high school with what I know now, I would just like kill it in high school. Like, haven't you had that thought?
Yes.
Like I've done so many mistakes. I know. Like I wish I know then what I know now.
I'd rule the school.
Even if I went 10 years ago, I would rule the chode. You know what I mean? So like some guy gets to go back, right? They're like, okay, do you want your wish? You can finally go back to high school and you could be that. You can be you could rule the school.
The ultimate pimple.
I just thought this would be a funny movie idea. Is like the ultimate pimple. He goes back to high school. and it just doesn't work out at all. Like he fails hard. Like man, when I wrote it down, I had it all lined out. But can you understand how like you would expect him to like use everything that he has, all his
Mhm.
tools,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe he goes back there and they're just like, "What are you talking about, dude? You're the ultimate loser." Because maybe he's cocky and he thinks he knows everything. He's like a know-it-all, so he knows like events are coming up.
Isn't there? I mean, there's obviously, never been kissed. I mean, she goes back to school kind of, and
Oh, I never saw that one.
so does her brother too. And he does end up being cool in school, but she doesn't, I think. I think never been kissed is like that.
Okay, that one sucks. Never mind. I have a quick story before we go into After Dark. I went to this restaurant the other day and I got a massaged kale salad, and it was really good. And I asked them, "What kind of dressing is this?" The dressing was really good. It was kind of weird tasting. I never tasted anything like it. And they go, "This is a massaged kale salad." And I'm like, "I know, but what's the dressing?" And she goes, "The massage had a happy ending." I don't know.
So wait, there was no dressing. It was like fully undressed.
It was like they jacked off the kale and then that was the dressing.
Oh, that's funny. I
Like,
thought you were
some
saying
work. It
no.
needs some work.
I thought you were trying to say that no, it wasn't dressed. It was undressed. That's why it got the happy ending. Because it was fully undressed. You know what I mean?
You know Jane Goodall?
Yeah, the gorilla woman.
Yeah, she devoted her life to studying gorillas.
Uh-huh.
I was looking into her and she's an English lady, and there's this other English lady, and she devoted her life to she was like the opposite of her. She like didn't she devoted her life to just like messing everything up on Earth. She was Jane fuck all.
I knew you were going there. Not that phrase exactly, but I thought you were gonna say Jane Bad Nun or something like
Okay,
that.
well these are I guess I'm just unloading my bad jokes today.
How about this, Doug? This is how it goes. You ready for this?
Yeah.
It's like this. Jane Goodall, right? She worked with gorillas, right? And she did a lot of kind of work in that department, kind of contributed a lot to sort of science and stuff, right? Well, there was this other woman, and she didn't do anything, and she kind of thought she had nothing to offer, so she joined a nun. She became a nun. Not that nuns don't have anything to offer, but in her mind, she thought, "Oh, I should just be a nun because I don't know, no guy wants to marry me because I don't have anything to offer, And she just thought she was bad, and so anyway, yeah, anyway. And there you go. Jane Bad Nun, that's what it is. James Bad Nun.
Oh,
James
bad nun?
Yeah.
No, because Goodall, and then in England there's that phrase "fuck all." Like
I know it. I know it.
All right.
I'm saying Bad Nun, James.
You know who would like this joke? Alberto. He'll like it. He gets it.
Oh, I liked it too, Doug. Don't get me wrong. Look at me. I liked it. All right, look at me. Wait, Doug, look at me. Yes. Meaning I liked it.
No, yes means thank you.
Well, it also can mean, I'm saying thank you for that joke is what I mean. Thank you for the joke.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm. Mm.
Mm. Yes. Yes.
How about this? Like, okay, last one. We gotta, we can wrap it up here. But I was at the beach the other day, and these people had a little baby, like probably under a year old, and they were just playing it around with it. They were kind of holding it and like going wee wee wee. And then my friend said, "Oh, my brother's coming, and his wife is pregnant, and this is the first time I'm going to see the unborn baby." Kind of like, okay, but I thought, would it be funny if playing with that baby, if somebody wanted to play with an unborn baby and they
Mhm.
picked up the mom, and they were like, their hands were where the baby is.
That's funny.
Like I could see that in one of those like scary movie kind of spoof movies. Like it's a be a gag for a movie like that.
It's funny because you
But
recommended.
did you check out that movie at all called Superfast?
I watched about 15 minutes of it or something like that. I just didn't have the time exactly to watch the whole thing, but yeah, it seemed kind of funny, you know. Seemed funny.
It's a weird thing because I mentioned it on office hours today, but okay, so for the listeners, check out this movie. I was on YouTube at an Airbnb and they had YouTube. I didn't want to put in my Netflix account information. I was like, whatever. And they had movies on YouTube, you know? It's like watch a movie now with ads. So I'm going through all these movies. And then it said I got to the end of the list and it was like show more. So it showed more. And all these movies are like, what are these movies? How do they get made? One of them was called Superfast. And they looked, I just thought it was funny how they have like a guy that looks like Vin Diesel, and there's a guy that looks like The Rock, and there's a guy that looks like the handsome
Sean
white guy or
Walker.
Walker, right? And anyway, it is like it's kind of got that Zucker Brothers thing to it. Like it has like airplane style jokes. Like a guy's foot gets run over, and then they cut to it, and it's a big flat pancake foot. Like they have, I know, I just was kind of like, I was laughing, but it would be like a lot of jokes are in this movie, right? And most of them, like 9 out of 10, are sort of like painfully bad. But then every 10th one will be like really funny. So it's in that way, it kind of had more laughs than most comedies, even though it was like bad and like super low budget. There's something about it that I liked.
The guys who made that movie, you know, they made a lot of movies before.
I want to,
You know, they were behind one of the scary movies, the first one or something.
Brent, I think you and I should try to like link up with these guys and be like, let us help you write your next movie, or we want to help.
Yeah.
I want to help. I want to make a movie like that.
They also made Date Movie. They made Date Movie, Scary Movie, and others.
Well, okay, I just realized I'm missing out on all these movies that I probably would like a lot.
Let's link up with them. Can we do that?
Let's have our agent like set up a meet and greet. What's our agent for? You know, that's what they should do.
Can you set that up?
Let's set it up.
Let's wrap it up. Let's set it up. Wrap it up and set it up.
Okay, here's one more thought.
Okay, flip.
A funny name. I don't know if anyone ever thought of this before. Maybe this is a joke someone's thought of. But a funny name for a baby would be Doctor. So it'd be like, what's your name? Dr. Weinbach. You know? Look at my ID. It says it right there.
Yeah, that is funny. That is good. That's quite good. Quite good.
Then that son or daughter or non-binary child can have the prestige, and you show up at a restaurant. It's like, yeah, Dr. Weinbach is my name. You know, oh, really? Oh, well, we were full, but right this way, Dr. Weinbach, you know.
Yeah, you know, because aren't some people's names Doc? Sometimes people go by Doc, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, Doc.
Isn't that just short for a real doctor?
Could be. I mean,
what if you named your kids doctor, professor, and chef? Or give them all like
titles.
Title your child.
What if the kid's name was Mr.? Did you say Mr. already?
Mr.
What if you gave the name Mrs. to and it was the boy, you know, the child was a boy? That would be kind of pretty cruel, right?
All right, let's wrap it
Mrs.
up.
Weinbach. I'm Mrs. Weinbach. It's like boy. It's a boy. It's like, hi, I'm Mrs. Weinbach. I'm new here. I'm new. It's like, yeah, and you are? He's like, I'm Mrs. Weinbach. I'm new. I just got transferred here from Illinois. Imagine a kid introducing himself.
Okay, let's wrap it up and go to After Dark. So,
Mrs. Weinbach, you go to your room right now.
thank
You know how
everyone.
people.
Thank you everybody for listening to the Poundcast, and we'll be back next week with more Poundcast, and we'd like to thank our interns for helping us out. As always, we have Jack Birch, El Bircho, Jackie Montana, and Chloe Bonilla, and of course our sponsor, LouisvilleVeganFoods.com. Go to LouisvilleVeganFoods.com and use the code word Poundcast for 20% off.
Talking to each other, Doug and Brent. What will we talk about today, Brent? Are talking to some pimples, Doug and Brent. We'll talk to their friends and Doug and Brent. Talking to each other, Doug and Brent. What will we talk about today, Brent? Are talking to some pimples, Doug and Brent. We'll talk to their friends and Doug and Brent. Talking to each other, Doug and Brent. What will we talk about to Doug and Brent? Are talking to some pimples, Doug and Brent. Are talking about the Doug and Brent, talking to each other, Doug and Brent. What will we talk about today, Brent? Are talking to some pimples, Doug and Brent. We'll talk to their friends and Doug and Brent. Talking to each other, Doug and Brent. What will we talk about today, Brent? Are talking to some pimples, Doug and Brent. Are talking